they shoot, and then it's a slow backswing and straight through. Follow-through being a critical facet of that as well. If you notice where the cue ball rests and where these players' tip ends up, you will see the tip is roughly 4 to 6 inches beyond where the cue ball was, where that tip stays in contact with the cue ball, allowing it to apply spin and accuracy both.
That really sounds like you were describing golf.
Well,
golf stroke.
It is a very similar swing. Many of the amateurs, they hit to the cue ball and not through the cue ball. And that's one of the crucial things for anybody out there that's watching this, would like to get better at the game. Make sure they always swing smoothly through the cue ball.
Follow through, just like that.
Now on these breaks, these power breaks, you really see a protracted follow through that you wouldn't use on the other shot. And it's just like with a golf swing, as we were talking. It's a longer swing to get more tip speed up, and that translates to more power. But maintaining that long swing with accuracy, that's the hardest thing to do in all of sport.
Well, the crowd is certainly enjoying the level of play that we're witnessing here. None more than the promoter of this match, Mr. Bob Moore of Ridgeways. He's certainly been very upbeat about this.
And I think I might also be guilty of enjoying this quite a bit.
That makes two of us.
Yeah, I would have flown here to watch this no matter what. And I'm really thrilled to work with you, have the opportunity to work with you, and to be part of this is a tremendous honor for me.
It's an immense pleasure to be here, Mike. And I tell you, just reading about it in the papers, you know, in the Philippines, this is very highly publicized, and a lot of people, just before we left, were telling me to memorize everything that happens and tell them all about it. Lucky for us, we've got Vintage Sports covering this, so I don't have to do that.
You just can't believe the amount of volume of talk about this in the United States. Now, this match was, it's only come about in the last 4 or 5 days, and I happened to be at a tournament in St. Louis where there was 50 players, and when they found out that I was coming here, every one of them had a little input, and I know each one of them went back to his city that he resides in, went to his local pool room, and I know that this has got to be the hottest gossip in the United States, is what's going on in this room right here. And let me tell you, there's literally thousands of pool players that would dream of attending this event.
Well, I know for a fact that a lot of media people around Hong Kong that represent international news agencies have come over to witness this match and record it for the people around the world.
Now, Earl's a very temperamental player, and he just took a moment to instruct the referee how he wants things done, and he does. He likes to be that precise. That's the way he conducts himself, and I think it has something to do with the high level of play that he can obtain.
You can see by his reaction how intense a player Earl Strickland is.
Well, he hasn't been blessed with much fortune off the break. He's hit a couple of crushing breaks, made balls on the break, stopped the cue ball on the break, and just not been lucky enough to obtain a good opening shot. And we're going to see a mass ace, right? Oh, and he hit a terrific shot. He was just not rewarded once again. And he really hasn't been the beneficiary of much of the luck so far.
We can't quite see the scoreboard here. We kept track, Mike.
Ed, I saw you marking the score, so I thought I would pass it on, and we got excited here.
I started doing that and then just got caught up in the game.
You know, when you talk about the score, there's not going to be any losers at this match. Both players are going to end up winning by just being a participant. I know both of them look forward to participating, and the entire sport and all the billiard world wins at this event.
Certainly the awareness being created by this match will certainly reward the sport.
Efren made a nice position shot there, and it looks like it should not be a problem for him to take care of the remaining 5 balls on the table. He hits the pocket so nicely, and the ball just gets there with just enough speed to go in the pocket cleanly. Even if he hits one slightly errantly, at that speed, the pockets are very forgiving. When you hit them hard, the pocket size is actually reduced. And he has two relatively easy balls for him. And he's in total command.
This is Efren's game. All right, we'll be back. Game's tied at 6 games apiece, and there's that. Oh.
Well, that was a ball-crushing break, and he made the 9 on the break to win the game. So it's now 7-6, Efren Reyes.
Well, a lot of people might seem to think that a lot of luck comes into play in that kind of a situation, but those are studied shots, too.
Well, it's a little bit random, and in tournament play, the 9 ball goes in on the break 2 to 4% of the time, and much less figure than what most people would think it to be. Well, he's hit a good break again, and he's not been rewarded, but once again, Earl does not have a shot at the 1 ball, and he's clearly not happy about it. That's the nice thing about this, though. The length of the match, believe me, this is the ebb and tide of luck is going to go both ways. So luck will not be the decider.
The controlling factor, yes. Well, Efren was telling me just before the match that he figures that head-to-head, he and Earl are almost even in their experiences against each other.
Yeah, I bore witness to quite a few of the matches, and well, Earl won the world title from Efren in Las Vegas by a very decisive score, 9-2. But Efren has he's won some very impressive matches against Earl as well. And very judicious use of speed. You notice that this was clearly a planned leave. It was a difficult 1 ball to pocket, and he used the speed that the cue ball would end up on the end rail. And even though he failed to make the ball, he left Earl with a tough kick shot. The reason Efren was chose to play it this way is that the 2 goes into the 6 ball, leaving him a big pocket down there, so he didn't have to have ideal position in the 2. And that afforded him the opportunity.
Oh,
terrific shot.
What a shot by Earl Strickland.
Well, he's going to have to make yet another. I think we're going to see this. I think he's going to try to kick this ball on the side and use the speed and try to hit the 2 ball full enough that it could possibly bank across the opposite side pocket so that he gives himself a couple ways to win here. See, he had a pretty good volume of speed. It's like for once Earl's going to catch a little bit of a break on the leave.
Well, this is by no means an easy shot for Efren.
I think we're going to see one of his patented kick safeties here. No, he played offense. And I think the reason that he chose to play offense was that the 6 ball proximity with the pocket would leave so many opportunities for Earl to make some type of a carom or bank shot that would produce a ball pocketing shot, that he chose to just go ahead and play offense as opposed to a defensive shot and possibly force Earl into an offensive opportunity. Absolute terrific bank. He had to stiffen that ball up, and by that what I mean is use a great deal of speed so it came straighter off the rail than what the natural angle of the bank would be.
Well, we're certainly seeing a lot of terrific pool playing at this juncture, folks, and we're not even halfway through the match.
And that was a delicate shot that he did right after the bank shot. Well, he's not happy with where he's achieved the angle on the 6 ball. I don't think it's going to be a big problem, but the 9 does come into play if he tries to go to that side of the table.